I have been meaning to film a sort of vlog style behind the scenes for a while, and then I think I said in the last month's behind the scenes, that my phone broke and headphones broke, all sorts of things happened. Mercury was in retrograde. Anyway, and then I just watched someone else's vlog on YouTube. I was like, oh, I can do this. It felt really insurmountable to do it, but I'm going to do it. But it just might be over a few days, so you might not get the full picture. But I'm sitting down and doing this intro on a Saturday. Ollie works on a Saturday, as some of you might or might not know. And my anxiety is probably the highest it's been in quite some time since, I don't know, since the postnatal period, really. And I think it's a combination of a lot of different things, some personal stuff, some nothing major, nothing serious. Well, serious enough to cause me anxiety. Coronavirus, climate crisis, all the rest of it. Also the fact that I realise that I'm over halfway through my mat leave and I don't really know what I'm doing when I go back, and as in what I want to be doing. I don't want to get to the kind of month that I have to go back to work and then have no other ideas of what to do and have to go back to journalism, because I think I don't want to, or at least I don't want to need to go back to journalism, if that makes sense. I mean, it's such a privileged position to be in, but it's also pretty shit. Anyway, I certainly know I don't want to just get an office job for the sake of having, like, as a way of not doing journalism, if that makes sense. It's a bit of a ramble. Anyway, the vlog that I watched was great. It was like 20 minutes long, and it started with a bit of a ramble like this, where the vlogger said that she'd just done a 2-week, I don't know why I'm being so shady, it's Madeline Olivia, who I love, a 2-week break off social media, and I had been doing a 3-day break every so often. No, sorry, not every so often, every week. So I would do Sunday to Wednesday without fail. And then I started to notice that my engagement had gone down, and like the combination of that plus the fact that I have a fair few ads to do, not loads, but I have some, and I don't want to knock out any potential income stream, especially when I'm thinking about the fact that I don't want to go back to what I was doing before. I suddenly felt like, bless you, Edie. No, there she is. Just sat down being cute. Anais is downstairs watching telly. Yeah, so I felt like, oh, I better just stay on my game. And also, there's some people who I only speak to through Instagram, and I really enjoy the engagement, and sometimes I really enjoy the content creation. Not sometimes, I do really enjoy the content creation. There's certain things that I've really enjoyed sharing. But it's definitely had a detrimental effect on my mental health. That, and lots of other things. I mean, I don't even have a Twitter anymore, I deleted it. Which I think was a bit of a fuck you journalism, I don't want to do you anymore. Deactivated my Facebook account. I can't delete it because there's some of my course groups are on there, and if I delete it, then it deletes the groups, I think, for the people who've paid for courses, so I didn't want to do that. Anyway, I've now decided that I do need Facebook for things like Marketplace, and also for homeschooling. If I do it, I need to kind of connect with local homeschooling communities, and it does seem that Facebook is just the only place to find that, like local mummy groups, that sort of stuff. So I'm just going to have to be a bit more considered about Facebook. I think in truth it didn't really bring me down too much anyway. I didn't share on it. And I also potentially want to do something with a good friend of mine, so on Facebook, which will be to do with kind of parenting and sustainability and something exciting. We just haven't really worked out what it is yet. So Facebook is just the one. Anyway, I've been having lots of thoughts about how I create content for you here on Patreon and how it... I mean, I feel like I say this every month, but nobody ever says, I hate what you're doing, or I love what you're doing. Do you know what I mean? Or please do more of this, or... So you all seem kind of happy with how it is thus far. I keep having to touch the screen because this is the phone. I've had to go back to my old phone. This is the phone that just like switches itself off if I don't like touch it. I'm going to do the rest of the vlog, I think, on my camera. Right, I'm going to go downstairs because there's a lot of big, loud banging, which is a bit stressful, but I'll be back soon. Okay, hi, I'm back. Everything was okay. It was just the sofa cushions and Ice was playing with them. I wanted to show you my kitchen because I like looking at people's kitchens. I just redid like the open shelving. Can you see up there? I don't know if you can. I might have to film it on another day, I don't know. Anyway, I've got very cliched Kilner jars up there, and these just behind me, these 3 prints are by Carissa Tanton. She's an amazing artist, and I got the frames, the set of 3 frames for like, I don't know, 20p or something in a charity shop. I've got a whole load of frames at a charity shop, and they're the perfect size. And yeah, I've just redone a few things. I've got some command hooks up here for dishcloth, which is currently being cleaned in some white vinegar and just boiling water mix. And then I might actually just stop this recording and then turn it around because I can't do it mid-recording. Okay, so I don't know how interesting this is, probably not at all, but I recently was given, kind of gifted, these by the Net Zero company. I'm sharing it here, but I don't know if I'm going to share it on social media. I have to go back to the PR that got in touch with me because they came packaged from China. So anyway, and that doesn't feel very sustainable, but I'm sharing it here just because this is a safe space and you're my friends. So this is, I don't know what they all are, but anyway, there was loads of these lovely natural bristle brushes, a bottle brush, that kind of scrubber. This section here is where I keep like old toothbrushes because they're really good for scrubbing, little bits and bobs. This is just like an amber glass bottle, great on windows and like on glass. Yeah, I just love them. And these 3 things are old packaging from Riverford, and they're just really handy. It's just really handy to like store stuff in. What else can I show you in here? Here's the kitchen compost before it goes out in the big compost over there. These are 2 random little plant things that I think I'm supposed to pot that my mum bought me. Here's our basil. I got one big supermarket basil and then I split it into 3. And they're just harvesting at the moment, so we're not picking anything from it for a few days. This one needs a bit of water. Avocado babies. Haven't got any roots on this, but this one has a root. Yay! And here's just some garden bits. Always need a bit of, what is this, twine? This is amazing. I love it so much. This was a gift, 5 Minute Garden by Letitia McAleef. She's amazing. If you don't already, you should subscribe to her podcast and also her newsletter. This is my food processor. It's a Cuisinart. It's amazing and not very expensive. Kettle, that's boring. Right, we're now veering into boring territory. Hi, I love you. I got this from the charity shop. This is because this one is stuck. So if you've got kids, I don't know how you weaned them, but I found it really, really hard the first time around. And this time I'm so fucking cavalier. I gave her a bit of porridge with breast milk the other day. A few days later, I just gave her porridge with oat milk. Because she's still feeding on demand, so food is just for fun. And then I thought, I'm just going to try her on some peas. Baby-led weaning is great, but I'm just going to do what I did the first time around, which is a combination of both. I like the convenience of puree, and I would have done it myself because literally that's just peas and water, but this past few weeks has been a bit mental, and I just wanted a bit of convenience, so do not at me about it. And I can recycle those Ella's Kitchen things down at Barnes and Bins, which is a local zero waste store, and they've got a recycling point for Ella's Kitchen pouches. So that's the reason I specifically bought that one. It was like 90p, which is a lot of money for peas and water. What else could I show you? Look at that beautiful aloe vera. Such a treat. If you don't have an aloe vera, get one. They're amazing. You can't kill them. You just can't. It's impossible to kill an aloe vera. And if you kill an aloe vera, I would say never, ever, ever go near a houseplant again. What else can I show you? Nothing really. Oh, this is Anais'. This is her atelier, which is a Reggio thing. Reggio Emilia is an education approach, which she goes to a Reggio inspired nursery, and we follow the kind of Reggio philosophy at home, as well as Montessori. And I guess respectful parenting, not really. I don't really follow the Rye approach or anything like that. But anyway, the Reggio approach I really subscribe to. And that's her little atelier, and she can go and get her art supplies whenever she wants. She has completely free reign. It's a big yes space down here, so she can help herself to anything. And she's got a little table where she can take her supplies over. And at the end of the day, she is expected to tidy them up, but I'm not particularly strict on it. I don't know how boring this is. I hope it isn't too boring. Right, I'll check in when I've got something interesting to say. Maybe I'll show you dinner time, feeding time at the zoo.
There's a lot of evidence, but what happened, and this is one of the problems that you see again and again. Rape is one of the crimes where it's the victim that is stigmatised, sadly. It shouldn't be the case, and so when the war ended, people were ashamed to talk about what happened, and also the men went back to that. Why didn't like to hear about it? Because they felt like they hadn't been able to protect them, and that's why it's used as a weapon for, because it destroys their victims. What does Russia say now about that? They deny it, and so, yeah, completely.
So it's now 8 o'clock, I think, and both kids are asleep. They're normally in bed by about 7:30. Anais goes to bed first. She pretty reliably goes to bed at 6 and then just goes to sleep. Edie is a bit trickier, and normally I'm breastfeeding her for like an hour, sometimes longer. Sometimes a lot longer. Anyway, on Saturdays, Ollie finishes a little bit early, so as soon as he came home, I gave him both kids and went out for a quick run. And then he cooked dinner. That's it really. That's how exciting my life is. And now he is cleaning.
Shalom.
Even though I cleaned this whole
It
house
was so
today.
clean. It was so clean.
Yeah. Now you say that. You didn't say
Well,
that when I came in, did you?
I didn't say that when I came in, but
When I came in for my run, when you had been able to experience it all.
we were chatting about other things.
Yeah, we were chatting about other things. Anyway, it was very clean today. Yeah, that's it. What are we going to do now? Put the kettle on, have a cup of tea?
Yeah, discover whether or not I've got coronavirus.
Yeah, we think Ollie's got coronavirus. Like genuinely, we think he has. He has quite a lot of the symptoms, but he doesn't have a fever. And yeah, so we're deciding what we should do about that really, because I think we should now just self-isolate for 7 days as per the guidance. But it's difficult when you don't know if you've got it or not. And there's no real way of knowing at this stage because you can't obviously go into the GP because they're all closed. I don't know. So oh, is that Edie crying or is that the kettle? I think it might be the kettle. So we've got plenty of food, and luckily because we buy Who Gives a Crap toilet roll, which comes in bulk, we've got plenty of glue roll. So we're absolutely fine in terms of supplies, and in terms of we've got Netflix and we've got books. I don't know, like we'll be fine. But it's kind of knowing what to do, especially as I feel like the advice is it's just not, I don't cope well if I have to make my own decisions. I like to have some hard and fast rules, like if you have a cough, stay inside for 2 days. If you have this, stay inside for 3 days. And I was out and about today, not in any confined spaces, I just went to the park. And I was walking past the cafes and stuff, and they were so busy. And Ollie works on quite a busy, like a high street basically, where we live. And he said it was really busy in restaurants, like packed. It's insane. People in Hove just don't seem to give too many shits. And it's probably the same where you are as well. I don't know. I'll be interested to know. But yeah, I just don't really know what to do. So we normally this is Saturday. Normally on Sundays we have church at 11, and we have started going to this really nice coffee shop which is close to church beforehand to have coffee and a bit of breakfast. Because church doesn't start till 11, and then we come back afterwards. And for the past couple of weeks, I've been putting stuff in the slow cooker so that when we get back, we all sit down for lunch, and then just have quite a chilled afternoon. But tomorrow, we're also seeing some friends afterwards who've got 2 kids. And we're definitely not going to go to church, but we're not really sure what else. Like, it's really difficult. You have to make such a judgment call. And also I was thinking that I think the responsible thing to do is that for our church to not to close, basically. I don't even know if that's possible, and to say if you want communion or whatever, we don't do that, but they have an earlier service which is quite traditional, and that's kind of got an older crowd, and if you want communion, we'll come to you, because that's what your mum does, isn't it?
Yeah.
She goes into like care homes and stuff. Anyway, I feel like that would be the responsible thing to do. What do you think, Ollie?
Oh.
I'm asking you.
Apologies, I thought you were. It was Khotta.
No.
I mean, yeah. I can't imagine if you're a 70-year-old person, I can't imagine you're going to want to go out and about right now.
No, I'm thinking that I think church should close. I think they should send something.
They did send like an email being like, "Oh, we're monitoring the situation."
I didn't get it.
That's because you're not on the priority list. 'Cause it's a church, you know.
It's
System of
patriarchal.
oppression.
I normally get all their other emails. Oh, I wonder if it's to hello@lucylucraft.com, which, as we all know,
Stop plugging
due to well, it's not a very good plug because that one doesn't work.
Oh yeah. So
Due to Mercury being in retrograde, I let my domain expire, which included obviously my emails. So if you try to email me, which I can't imagine any of you have, and I haven't replied, that's why. But also, if you'd emailed my proper email and I got it, then I wouldn't have replied, because I don't reply to emails anymore, apparently. Anyway, so that's our evening. I'll probably have a cup of tea and a biscuit and watch some TV and then go to bed. Yeah, that's it. Night. Good morning. It's Sunday morning and it's my lion day, sort of. But I think it's not very well. As I said in my last video. Anyway, he was up Googling and he thinks he has tonsillitis. We'll see. Either way, he's not very well, but he did come and take Edie because he got up with an IS. He got up with an IS and then came up, brought me coffee. It's in my boob mug, but anyway, so now I'm deciding whether to get up, go out for a run, or stay in bed. Yeah, so we've decided not to go and see our friends later, so basically we've got the whole day completely free, which never happens on a Sunday. And I think I'm going to make the most of it by kind of buggering off by myself. It's difficult because Edie doesn't really take the bottle, whether it's breast milk or formula or anything. So I'm quite tied to her. I kind of have to do everything within a bit of a window. Also, we don't know what it is that Ollie's got, so he has to really stay. He can go outside, but not to like cafes and stuff. So yeah, that's a bit of an issue. And technically me too, but I can definitely go for a run because I'm not going to be in contact with anybody. But I feel like it's a bit irresponsible probably to go to a cafe. I could maybe go to a cafe and sit outside. Basically what I'm trying to say is I don't really know what to do with myself today. Maybe I'll edit this video. I think finding time for yourself is really hard as a parent, and I really struggle with being in the house and just separating myself from everybody. So typically to get a break on Sundays, I just don't really get why. The only way I get one is to go out of the house. And it's really hard because if I hear Edie crying or if I hear that Anais is being painful, I just want to go down and help. Because sometimes I'll just come up to my bedroom and watch Netflix or whatever, or read. But yeah, I think to have a break, I have to have a physical separation from the family. I'm really sorry. Maybe one day I'll get a decent camera, like a vlogging camera with a viewpointer that comes all the way out, and realise that I'm looking at myself and not the lens. I have an Olympus pen with a viewfinder, but it doesn't flip round, so if I was filming myself like this, I wouldn't be able to see, which is very annoying. Because often, and not that I do any vlogging, but often it'll be like this, not like that, when I come back to it. Anyway, hey, this is my bedroom. Look at that great big hole up there, which we haven't sorted because we can't be asked. Yeah, this is my bedroom. It's a bit of a mess at the moment because we don't really have lots and lots of storage, and we've never felt that we needed lots and lots of storage, but Edie has a lot of stuff. I don't cope well with mess. Anyway, that's that really. And maybe I've got a pile of stuff that needs to go to the charity shop, like old baby clothes, because I'm not having any more babies. So when Edie grows out of her clothes, that's it. So I've kept a chunk that are in really good condition of hers and Ananias's clothes that I'll sell or give to a friend. Alright, I think that's the answer. That's what I need to do. Drink my coffee and then go to sleep. That's a weird way around of doing things. Anyway, I might leave this vlog here because if I get too many clips I'll be overwhelmed and not film anything more. That's that. This is probably going to be quite a long vlog. Bye.